us now, Arizona Attorney General. He's Mark Brnovich. It's good to have you back on. Let's show again that video, an alleged cartel member pointing an AK-47 rifle at a public safety helicopter in Texas flying near the U.S.-Mexico border. The assaults against Border Patrol have risen during the first 5 months of this year. It's up 30% versus last year. So the assaults on Border Patrol are getting worse, sir.
Yeah, Liz, we know, you and I have spoken about this before, is that the Biden administration has essentially ceded control to the gangs and the cartels of our southern border. And as a result of that, we have seen the power of the cartels rise and, quite frankly, the hubris and the brazenness of the cartels rise. And so it's not just about endangering the life of Border Patrol, but even local communities here in Arizona. In Cochise County, we're seeing half a dozen pursuits, high-speed pursuits a day. We've seen a dramatic increase in pursuits in places like Pinell County, which are just north of the border. And so the cartels are endangering the lives of everyone here in America, and we're seeing essentially now 80% of the country's fentanyl supply is flowing through Arizona.
So now we've got nearly 200 assaults, I think it's 194, in the first 5 months of this fiscal year versus 149 assaults and attacks on Border Patrol. They're getting everything thrown at them, rocks, they're getting shot at, on and on. So when you see this happening, when you see that tweet from Gloria Chavez, who's a Border Patrol agent, that the threats every day, and now Title 42 may be lifted by the Biden White House, what happens next?
Well, I think the question a lot of hardworking American taxpayers, and as someone that grew up in Arizona, is asking is, what the hell are you doing in Washington, D.C.? Do people not understand the impact their policies are having on hardworking American taxpayers? And the fact that the Biden administration or anyone is seriously considering trying to continue to decriminalize illegal immigration and now taking another tool away from Border Patrol and Title 42, which makes it so we can stop people or deport people that have illegally entered into our country. I mean, literally, just this week, Liz, in a federal court, we won a case where the Biden administration had tried to stop deporting people with deportation orders. So people that had been degenerates, criminals, people that have been accused of serious crimes, convicted of crimes, were being released into our communities out of jails and prisons because ICE is not picking them up. So the Biden administration essentially is gutting ICE. They've essentially ceded control of our southern border to the cartels, and as a result of that, we are seeing a dramatic inflow of methamphetamine and fentanyl into our country, and we are seeing an increase in violence. So this ultimately is going to result in Americans dying because of these failed policies of the Biden administration.
We hear you loud and clear. I mean, it's even independent Senator Angus King of Maine. He's calling out the White House, Mark. He's saying it's inexcusable the amount of drugs flooding across the border. He's saying right now, this is shocking statistics, he's saying we're only intercepting 25% of the drug shipments that we know of, and that's inexcusable.
Yeah, what the Biden administration has done is that they've allowed the cartels to seize operational control and exploit this. They're incentivizing people coming here. So you'll have literally groups of migrants come across, Border Patrol will be processing them, and then the cartels are sending over loads and loads of drugs, which are frankly poisoning all of our communities. Additionally, as a result of the profits that the cartels are making, it's increasing their power and prestige. So they're going to undermine the legitimate government in Mexico, and they're going to make our communities less safe and more dangerous because of the violence. And then you throw on top of it this dramatic increase in drugs like fentanyl, which we've talked about. 2 milligrams can be deadly. We saw just a couple weeks ago in Florida where Army cadets, people from the U.S. Military Academy in New York, the Army Academy, were dying of drug and fentanyl overdoses. So this is affecting everyone, no matter where you're from, no matter how much money you make, whether you're upper class, middle class, it doesn't matter. People are dying as a result of the failed Biden administration policies.
So then how do you get the White House, how do you get the Democrat Party, how do you get D.C. to stand up and everybody agree that this truly is a national security crisis? That's what Congressman Angus King is saying. Senator King.
It is. Look, this is not going to last just one news cycle. And now this is a multi-generational problem. For example, we have Cartel Kelly, the senator from Arizona. No one should be voting for any judicial nominee. They shouldn't be voting for any ATF nominee, any federal appointment until we get control of our southern border. The president of the United States, the federal government's at its apex of its power when it comes to national security and border security. And I will tell you, as someone in law enforcement, Liz, when you hear these stories about people from Iran being arrested, then being released into our community with any sort of notice, without any sort of process of tracking them,
right,
we are going to be in danger because of this.
Got it. Thanks for joining us, sir. It's good to see you. I'm Elizabeth MacDonald. You've been watching The Evening Edit on Fox Business.